Everybody's freaking out about the Xshot Fury X, and rightfully so, because this thing is awesome. For $15, this is a powerhouse of a pro level pistol. We'll get more on that pro. If you are curious about my initial thoughts of this, once I got it out of the box, you should check out Not Nerf's video on it, on the Fury X. I did a little collab with him, and I got my initial thoughts like fresh out of the box, like didn't even own it a day. So if you're curious for that, go check out his video, check out his channel if you haven't already, because he's a great creator and makes just a ton of great videos for our hobby. Fun, informative, and good stuff, good stuff. But the Xshot Fury X has taken our hobby by storm. It's become one of the darlings of this year so far. So long story short, the Xshot Fury X did have some issues getting to us. Some of those that pre-ordered it didn't get it before it was already released on Amazon, and we were seeing it over in Europe before we were seeing it over here in the States. But that's fine, we got it now. We're 2 months, you can go to any store right now. I thought it was a Target exclusive, but it's actually showing up on Walmart shelves as well. Plus, you can also get it on Amazon for that low price of $14.99. That's pretty good. Anyway, so is this the budget blaster to end all budget blasters, or does it have some steep competition with the Aeon Pro X from Dart Zone and Adventure Force? If you have been watching any of my videos, you know that I am a fan of the Aeon Pro, the original, and the APX, the Aeon Pro X. They are a lot of fun, but $15, $20, which one wins? We're gonna find out. All right, so something to go over first. I use some terms that are hobby terms that if you're new to the hobby, or maybe this is the first Nerf video that you're watching, you're just not familiar with. 3 of those terms we're going to use a lot today, and that is going to be stock, super stock, and then pro level. And like, what does it really mean to be a pro level when it comes to the Nerf foam flinging hobby? So starting off, stock is going to be your standard Nerf blaster. This is going to be using the full length darts, and this is the Zombie Strike hammer shot from Nerf. This is just your basic boo, 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 boo. One more. Boo. You know, it's going to be your standard Nerf gun. Most of these are springers. Some of them are flywheelers, which means they use a flywheel to project the dart. And these are great for plinking around the house and just all around kind of general Nerf fun. Nerf has upped their game recently with the new N series dart. It is a little bit of a controversy in the hobby. Some people are for it, some people don't like it. Surprise. But they do, watch out Barb, they do come out a little hotter than your standard Nerf. So this one right here, standard Nerf shooting the full length darts, is going to hit anywhere kind of between 60 and 70 FPS for the most part. Those are ballpark numbers. It varies from blaster to blaster. Some are better performers than others. Those are going to be your full length darts as well. The N series, let me see if I can get one out of here, is going to be using these darts right here. This is the new N series dart. It's a new thing from Hasbro and Nerf, and that's what it is being used in these blasters, is the agility, which is basically your Maverick, strong arm, you know, all of your basic 6-shooter pullback prime Nerf blasters. But these do hit a little bit harder. I don't have any exact numbers on it right now, but that's going to be your stock level. Your super stock is going to be getting into your Aeon Pros and your your Fury X. So this is going to be hitting anywhere, I would say, plus 100 to about 150-ish. Although the Aeon Pro does hit a little bit further than that. It has changed a lot within the last 4 years as well. From when I started in the hobby, the original Nexus Pro and the original Aeon Pro really upped the game of kind of what it meant for super stock. You're getting anywhere from 125 FPS to 150, and with different mods and whatnot, you could get even higher than that. As far as pro level blasters go, I don't really have anything pro. I do have a Mark III from Dart Zone, but it's a flywheeler. Flywheelers tend to not hit as hard. I do believe it's like 150 FPS is what that is. For a flywheeler, that's pretty great. Closest thing I have to having something pro is the Nexus Pro X, which is the big brother of the Aeon Pro. This is 50 United States dollars. You can go to Walmart right now and pick one up. But this can hit up to 200 FPS, and it's hitting some pretty gnarly distances, even with the additional B car on here, which is going to add stability to your darts and make it a little bit straighter of a shot. So anything pro is really, it's a buzzword, and it is one of those things that, like, if you really get into the pro side of our hobby and you're playing in tournaments and all that, a lot of times you're going to be either using a 3D printed blaster that is made for that, or something that you've customized to that point. And then there are some high-end blasters out there as well. And in my opinion, that is really more of the pro. I'm kind of more of, I like the super stock, which is why we are comparing these two blasters. So let's take a look at these two, and then we'll go from there. All right, so the Fury X out of the box comes with one magazine, one 15-round Xshot Pro magazine. It's got this sticker on there, shows you exactly where 15 darts go. As you see, I don't have all 15 in there. Xshot does give you 40 darts, which is great because sometimes you lose some darts. I've got them around here somewhere, some on the desk. I've been doing some planking with this thing, you know, trying to get ready for this video. Anyways, comes with the one magazine. It has a dual mag release right there, and then a third one on the back, but you can just, all right, no, don't cooperate for me on camera. I was getting a gravity drop, but I guess it's not wanting to cooperate now. All right. Anyways, sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. Top prime, boom. Those darts have disappeared. And yeah, like I said, it's a lot of fun. It is a bullpup design. It does take a lot of different magazines, hobby grade magazines, half darts. It does shoot only half darts. So if you have any of your full length Nerf darts like these bad boys, you know, they're not gonna fit in here. Too big, too big. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. You can rattle off some shots real quick. Let's see what we got. We got 5 in here. It does have slam fire, so if you hold down the trigger, you can really rattle off those shots at the sake of accuracy, which sometimes isn't a payoff. But really great blaster. I cannot stress that this blaster is only $15, and that is the biggest selling point on this blaster, is that it is $15. You get all of this. You get a magazine, you get 40 darts. If they made this $20 and had an extra magazine in here, it would be very comparable to the Aeon Pro as far as value goes. But again, that's not a slight against the Fury X. I really think this is a great blaster. It does take some getting used to the bullpup. What do you think, Barb? Does this, would you smell? Smell test? No? Not sure about this one? Okay. She's unsure about all of them. Yeah, so yeah, that's pretty much all of the features on here. There is a little safety lock on here, so you can't pull your trigger, you can't accidentally shoot your buddies. Does it come with iPro? I don't know, I have so many spare iPro glasses all over the place. iPro, eye protection. But yeah, the Aeon Pro X, very similar package. Comes with only one magazine and just enough darts to fill that magazine, 12, which again, as you can see, missing some of these. This is a Dart Zone through Adventure Force style magazine. It is very comparable to the hobby Talon mags that we have everywhere. Again, half dart only. Don't try to fit your full darts in there. They won't fit. Top prime comes with a stock attachment for your end strike stocks. So if you have a bunch of old Nerf stock attachments, they will fit on here. They will fit on here. I have my favorite, what did I do with it somewhere? Oh, it's over there. I'll get it later. It's just a worker stock, fits on there real good. Also comes with this detachable peak. That's embarrassing. Also comes with this P-car, which is a printed scar barrel, and that's, as you can see, it's got those threads in there, the printed threads, and that just puts a little spin, just a little spin on the dart, and makes it just a little bit more accurate, but kind of a beefy prime on this bad boy. But the cool thing about Dart Zone is a lot of times they'll leave little Easter eggs behind so you can adjust your blaster however you want to play. So on this stock attachment, you will see there are 2 screws on that side, there are 2 screws on that side. That bottom hole right here, that's for your sling attachments if you want to throw one of those on there. But you can take these 4 screws out, this will come off, and then there is a little cap inside of it that you can twist, pull out, and you'll have access to your spring. I know Dart Zone sells a high-powered and a low-powered spring pack for both this and the Nexus, the bigger brother of this one. For $10, I believe it is, $9.99. And I picked up one of those. I have the low-powered spring in one of my other Aeons because I have more than one. And you can adjust your play style with as simple as swapping in and out a spring. As you saw, it is a beefy prime, so if you put that high-powered spring in there, it is going to be even beefier. But with that low-powered one in there, I actually bought one for a kid down the street who got one of these for his birthday, and very, very stiff prime. So with that low-powered spring in there, 1, he's able to prime it, and 2, you know, nobody's getting hurt too bad because they do sting a little. They do sting a little, all right? It's fine. It's okay. We can be cool about it. It stings, all right? But Aeon Pro has also a dual release mag. You can get those nice slick gravity drops out of this thing, but it's also got a pull that you can just pull those out if you're more into that. Can you do the... Sorry, Barb. Didn't mean to John Wick you in the face. But yeah, Picatinny rail on both these sides here. Got one up top. It comes with this little sight which lines up with the ones on your priming handle right there, and it's a great little blaster. Another feature that this thing has hidden is that this is a standard kind of AR style grip, so if you have any real steel or like airsoft attachments, you can throw that on there. That's all I have to say about the Aeon Pro X, and I think for their value, both of these blasters come in at a very close neck and neck, and I really think it's going to come down to one thing. But before we get to that one last thing, let's go ahead and just check out and see how they do out on the target range, and we'll see how that goes. All right, first up we got the Xshot Fury X, and we're going to be shooting the Xshot short length darts in here. I got 10 in each magazine, just to kind of keep it even, but target's about 40-ish feet away, give or take a little bit. But yeah, we'll see how she does. The Xshot Fury X was shooting a little low there. Doesn't quite hit all the way over there. Had to aim up a little bit, but still not a bad distance, and most of them hit the target. I think there was a couple of outliers that went this way or that way, but pretty good for the most part. All right, next up, do the Aeon Pro X. Again, 10 darts, using the native darts here with the Adventure Force amber darts, 10 in there. A little bit beefier of a prime. Way over. Woo. All right, I found myself compensating a little bit for that Fury X. Instead of shooting low, I was shooting high that time. But we're gonna throw a stock on there. I'm gonna go get all these darts, and then we'll go from there. You good? Yeah. Yeah. All right, we're gonna do 8 darts because that's all I could find. Again, like these Adventure Force Pro darts, but they are black, so it does make them hard to find in grass and even taller grass if they go over the fence. So just a thing to keep in mind. Using a worker stock that I got off of out of darts, and we'll see if that helps with my aim a little bit. A little bit, but yeah, both are great shooting blasters. I like them both. I think they perform pretty similar. I think the Aeon Pro is hits a little bit harder out of the box. Throwing that stock on there does add to the stability with your aiming and everything. I am still getting used to the whole bullpup factor of this. This is my first bullpup, but yeah, it's still pretty good. Once we get that stock attachment on there that I got from Xbox games, it might look a little different. But now, back to dart sweeping again. All right, back from the shooting range outside in my backyard. And as you can see, performance is a little different. I did have to kind of aim up with the X Fury, just quite didn't have the reach that the Aeon Pro did. And then I had to recompensate for the Aeon Pro, and I was shooting higher than what I was used to with the Fury X. So again, from a 40-foot distance, I was hitting the target pretty, I think I would say 8 out of 10 shots. That's pretty good in my opinion. It is, you know, could be dialed in a lot more, but that's gonna lead us into our next topic, which is the modability of these blasters. All right. So I will talk about the Aeon Pro X first, just because I do have a little bit more experience with this. And again, I really like this platform. It's a good platform to pick up for $20 and then kind of make this blaster your own. And there's a bunch of different ways to do that. There are plenty of 3D printed files that you can get. If you have a 3D printer like mine that's collecting dust back here that I need to get back up and running, you can get barrel collets, which will allow you to put a longer metal barrel in here and more accuracy, higher FPS. Like I said, you can already switch out the springs in here. That's going to give you a little boost in power. And then there's a bunch of other cosmetic things. People have made pump grips for this that will basically kind of take this top prime and then put it down here. And a lot of people will ask, and it's the same way for the Nexus Pro and the Aeon Pro. It's like, well, if you're going to make it a pump, why don't you just get a Nexus? It's just fun. It's just fun to mod something and make it your own. And like that's a part of why we're doing this, is to have fun. Now, having fun, I of course 3D printed this kit with my original Aeon. This is Brooklyn Tony's bolt action full like DMR kit for the Aeon Pro X. So you can still see that I have the base blaster in there. That is what's going on. And I have replaced the top prime, and now it is a bolt action. All of these blue pieces that you see are 3D printed from my 3D printer. I do have an extended barrel on here, and then I took the B-car attachment from my Nexus Pro and I put it on here as well, because that also has a piece that you can take off and you can add to any metal barrel, which is cool. That's one thing I like about Dart Zone, is they do leave those little breadcrumbs behind, and a lot of fun things that you can do. Like I said earlier, I have the low-powered spring in here. I don't even know if I'm all the way in the frame. Woo! So as you can see, like, it doesn't sound like it's hitting as hard. It's definitely not. The darts are not almost putting holes in my wife's curtains, and she's gonna beat me later. But it's fun to shoot. Still gonna get that dart far. With this extended barrel, probably need that stock spring in there. But yeah, it's fun, man. It's a fun little kit. Brooklyn Tony did a really good job on that. He does have a 3D printed stock that you can also make as well, but my printer was not cooperating with me, and it didn't work. I got a big ball of spaghetti, and there's nothing worse than getting a big ball of spaghetti when you're printing a big file. So I've got this on here. This is just a worker folding stock. It folds in there, and then of course I've got the, get that in there, Mark III stock right there, and that's a lot of fun. Got this nice rubber backing on it. But that's enough about the Aeon, all right? So like I said earlier, the Fury X has only been out pretty much, I'd say about 2 months in the majority of everybody's hands. That being said, some people did get to it early. One of those is Xfox Games, who is a creator. He makes videos on YouTube, and he has an Etsy store where he makes a bunch of different mod parts and kits for your blasters, and the Xshot Fury X is one of those blasters. I actually have a bunch of parts in a bag over there that is going to add a stock attachment to this, which is one thing that I think this blaster really needs, is a stock attachment, and it's also a pump grip, so it's going to take this top prime and then put the prime up here where my hand is, which is going to be great, with the ability to extend the barrel as well. I've got a barrel somewhere in one of these drawers for that, but there's plenty of other kits out there. I know Lidl Dynamics, I believe, is is his business name, but he just goes by Lidl. And he's got a 3D printed pump kit for it as well, or a 3D printed body kit for it. Doesn't turn it into a pump yet, but that's one thing a lot of times you see with these top prime like budget blasters is people love to make them pump. And again, that question's like, just get the Nexus Pro. Like, yeah, you can. And it's ready to go right out the box, but it's just fun to make it your own. It's just fun to make it your own. So if you are interested in one of these blasters, I think it is really cool to get something like this or like this. $15, $20, and you can build it from there. I think with this one, things I paid for were the stock, the spring, but the 3D print files, I believe, are just on Brooklyn Tony's printables page. Oh, and the barrel. Paid for that barrel. But I've put maybe, I don't know, maybe like another $20, $30 into it. Probably about $30 into it. So at the end of the day, could have just bought a Nexus Pro. Obviously I did. But again, one of the reasons I do this, one of the reasons I think a lot of people do this, is because it's fun, and it's fun making your own things and seeing what the hobby comes up with, seeing what other creators come up with. It's just a lot of fun. So there's a lot of potential for these as far as modability. Now, which one of these is the winner? And I know you're gonna hate this, but I don't think there is a clear winner. I really think what it comes down to, when it comes down to the both of these, I think this one has a little bit better performance. This one is really fun, and if you get a Picatinny sling attachment, I had this on here originally, I took it off, it was making so much noise, and you put it on here, and you get 2 of these bad boys, and you get a string, you're doing old school Nerf mods by boom, 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 priming it that way, and that's a lot of fun, bringing back that old school vibe. But I think it just comes down to which platform do you prefer, and honestly, with it being $15 and $20, that's $35. You could get both and figure out which one you like. And then you have a great loaner blaster for your friends. It's always better to have more than one. But yeah, that's my take on it. It's really not that big of a battle. I'm sure people will be on Team Aeon or Team Fury X. But in my opinion, it's all about having fun. I think these are great, just low-priced blasters to get people into the super stock side of things, getting into it just a little bit more of an intense play rather than your standard Nerf gun battles, and that's going to be great for the hobby. So again, one of my big things with this channel is getting new people into the hobby, so there is so much opportunity here with these, because you can, like I said, you can literally go into a Walmart all over America. If you're outside of the States, you got to do what you got to do. But if you're in America, you can go to any Walmart and pick up an Aeon Pro X, and you can go to Walmart, Target, Amazon, and pick this up as well. That's it. That's pretty much all the opinion I have on this blaster battle. And I think there is a ton of new people that are going to get one of these hopefully soon and get into our hobby. I am planning on getting like the first kind of skirmish, war, whatever you want to call it, event for the Savannah Nerf Network going. I'm aiming for either the last weekend of February or maybe the first weekend of March, just kind of depending on my schedule. Very hectic at work lately, and then we had the snow here, and if you get snow in Savannah, that's a rare occurrence, and we do not know how to deal with that, so we were shut down for a couple of days. So we were just catching back up from that, really last week. But yeah, thanks for watching. I appreciate you subscribing and liking the videos. It's just crazy to think that I started this channel just 2 months ago, and almost at 100 subscribers. That's pretty cool. It's pretty neat. And thank you again for anybody that watches these videos all the way to the end, to this part. Yeah, it's really cool to do this. I really like it. It's a lot of fun. Something I've been wanting to do for a while, but yeah, finally got around to it. And there's my little thing I leave for you this week. As you know, if you're waiting on doing something, just start doing it. Even if it's not good, you can get better. You can get better at something the more you do it. So there's that. Anyways, this is Josh, the SAVZombie with Savannah Nerf Network. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.